Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of our live stream. I'm excited that you're joining me. A lot going on today, and I'm very excited that you guys are here. So, before I jump into the headlines and topics for discussion, I'm going to remind you all that we've got folks in the Rumble rooms today as well as X. So, I'm going to wait for folks to start trickling in for that push notification to go out. We are streaming live right now on Graham Allen's Rumble account, so you guys could be there. You could also be over at the Brianna Morello Show Rumble account. That's, where I'm going to be at tonight. I'm going to be reading from the live chats, of course, as many of you guys know. That's what we do every single live stream. I'm a big fan of it, and I'm loving doing these. So let's just kick it off by going through. Let me make sure. By the way, I hate hearing my own voice. I accidentally hit the play button on that, and that was a little horrifying for me. But right now, we're going to go look at the Rumble chat to see who's trickling in right now. And of course, it's all my favorite people. And if you're not, well, now you know. Again, Ladarius, what's going on, my friend? You've been clarifying a lot of information for me today in regards to Kash Patel. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Salt Disney, hello, hello. And Ed, hello, Ed. You guys, it's very exciting as we wait for everyone to trickle in. I don't know if we're up yet in the Graham Allen one. Gosh, I gotta put this on mute. Nothing worse than hearing your own voice, folks. I know you guys are all kind to me, but I am not kind to myself. Something has trickled in as well. Push notifications going out soon for all you folks on Rumble. Again, if you're watching on X, I'm excited that you're there. Hey, Hot Rod. I gotta be careful too when I read those names because I have a feeling one day someone's gonna prank me. It's gonna be the wrong name to read out loud. But we're also gonna be reading from X, so make sure you're on X as well. I'm gonna try my very, very best. Otis just jumped into the Rumble chat. Okay, so and hello, just a dude, also jumping in. Let me tell you guys, okay? It was very confusing. So I got a text message saying Kash Patel's about to be confirmed. And I'm like, what? Well, it's not quite the case. And Ladarius has been a massive asset in the confirmation of all of that. Thank you, Ed. So we know now. Let me offer this clarification for all of us because I think we were all kind of confused. So it's good to be confused together. But the U.S. Senate has just voted 48-45 to move forward with Kash Patel's nomination to be FBI director. So he's expected to get voted in either tomorrow, late tomorrow, though, or Thursday. Apparently, it's got to be 30-hour debates going on. So we'll see. We'll see. Kash Patel's expected to get in, though, folks. This is just Democrats delaying it. And it's not unheard of. It's very strategic. We had Mike Davis on the show earlier in the week. I believe it was actually last week. I believe it was Friday or Thursday. Everything just blends together at this point. But we had him on and he explained, yeah, I mean, it doesn't stink. Yeah, but it's not out of the normal. Democrats take full advantage of that. And so here they are doing just that. So it's interesting to see how that's all been playing out. I don't expect there to be much of a delay in him getting confirmed. He will get confirmed. I think he's got all the votes. I think it's very obvious that he does. So not to worry, not to fear. That's my insight on this. And then I've also got some background information that I cannot wait to share with you all at home. It's going to be really, really good because I've been hearing some things and I know you've probably been hearing some things and we're going to chat about it. It's really, really interesting. I don't know why Twitter, I'm going to see if I could change it. I don't know why Twitter has my live stream up and they didn't put, one second, folks. They didn't put the information up. So everyone on Twitter right now is probably like, what the heck is Brianna talking about? Well, guys, I don't know what to say. Did you guys see the story too? New York Democrats, they're supposed to be the defenders of democracy. And we're going to talk about this tonight. They're supposed to be the defenders of democracy. But instead of defending democracy, they're actually trying to trample on democracy. They're not happy with Eric Adams because he's working with the Trump administration now. And so they're trying their very best to toss him out as mayor, even though he won his election. It's insane. You'll never guess who was meeting with Kathy Hochul, the New York governor, today. A complete scumbag. So we'll talk about that in a few moments. New York governor looks to remove Eric Adams as NYC mayor. Okay. And let me just put up the update on X so people know what's going on because that wasn't cool, Restream. Restream missed the boat. All right. I'm excited you guys are here. It's a live stream, so it's not our normal professional setup. Obviously, I've got gym clothes on too. Not my usual. But I was told by experts that Cash Patel is getting confirmed today, and that's not going to be happening. Wanted to tell you all, we've got these new great mic plates, and I'm getting a new studio set up. So you'll be able to see this when the studio is officially built out. You should probably be, we'll say beginning March. But take a look at that. So that, as you guys can see, Gia and Giuseppe will be on the back of my mics. How perfect. This is what you do when you run a serious news show. You make sure that everyone knows who your dogs are. But I'm really excited for this new setup that we have going on because a lot's happening. In the next 2 weeks, we're taking off. And although I know a lot of you guys are disappointed about the daily news show coming to an end, there's going to be more content being dropped all the time. Doing a morning show, an audio version. I'll be dropping clips throughout the day. We'll also be doing the live streams on Tuesdays. Okay. And then on Thursdays, I'll be doing kind of like the daily show that we do. Because that also streams on the First TV. So we've got a lot happening. I'm excited that you guys are all here today. I'm excited that we're kicking things off. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's kick it off with New York. Okay. Because New York, my former state, is an absolute communist nightmare. I mean, these people are such garbage. So you know how Democrats always say, oh, we're the defenders of democracy. Folks, you and I both know they're not defenders of democracy, but they pretend to be. And they're allowed to get away with this lie. New Yorkers voted for Eric Adams to be their mayor, but Democrats aren't happy that he's working with the Trump administration, so they're trying to toss him out. Earlier today, it looks like Al Sharpton arrived at Kathy Hochul's Manhattan office for a meeting on how they're going to possibly remove Eric Adams. So they tried locking him up. That didn't work. And so now they're going to remove him from his job. By the way, they didn't do any of this when Eric Adams was charged by the Biden regime. They didn't do all this then. Now they're doing it because he's working with the Trump administration. It just goes to show, number one, the lawfare that's going on in this country. These people are behind it. And they're not happy. They're not happy that President Trump is now working with a Democrat. They don't want to work with those on the right. They just don't want to work with them. And those on the far left, it's insane. But they just hate this country. There's no other way to think of this, folks. These people don't like this country. And it's not to add to the tensions going on right now. The fact that they're willing to go out there and target Eric Adams after failing under the Biden regime shows you that they don't care. These people do not care. And I think it's disgusting. I think it's really disturbing, but it's what Democrats do nowadays. It's what they do. So really no surprise there. Again, folks, we are in the Rumble chat. So what you're going to be right now, if you want to join in the discussion, is you're going to want to be on my show page, the Brianna Morello Show over at Rumble. We're also streaming right now on Graham Allen's channel as well. So you're going to want to be there too. No one really in the live chat, because I know all of you guys push over to the Brianna Morello Show live chat, because that's where we go with all of this. So it's interesting. And Otis, I believe Kathy Hochul is actually just going to remove him. It's not a recall. I don't think New York even has recalls. I believe it's just that they pull him. She has the authority to yank him from a seat and replace him. Yeah, New York City is a communist hellhole. It really is. As somebody who lived there, worked there, I should say more so. I lived in the suburbs outside, but it's a horrible, horrible place. Yeah, we're going to find the gold. They're auditing Fort Knox and the Fed, which is interesting. You know, Mel K, my good friend Mel K, did a great interview, folks, with Dr. Ron Paul, and he talks about what he would do if he was in charge of the Fed. It's a very, very enlightening discussion. So I highly recommend you go over there and give that a follow too. It's the Mel K Show. Great discussion. And then the Fort Knox thing, I mean, it's so funny about that is I saw my friend Zero Hedge tweeting about it, and then right under his tweets was Elon Musk talking to him. Zero Hedge, another great publication. They put out great work, so that's where you're also going to want to look. Ladarius is saying that there isn't going to be any gold in there. Very likely. Hello, Robert. Groovy. Hello. Welcome to the chat, folks. Again, Lots going on. It's pretty insane what's been happening these last few days, but I'm loving every second of it. I really am loving it. I think it's incredible to sit back and watch. You know what else is incredible? Speaking of that, let me get this up for you guys. Oh, it was glorious. I don't know what took so long. President Trump canned all those Biden regime U.S. attorney generals today. In a True Social post, over the past 4 years, the Department of Justice has been politicized like never before. Therefore, I've instructed the termination of all remaining Biden-era U.S. attorneys. We must clean house immediately. Heck yeah. These people probably should be disbarred. I don't know if all of them were a part of the corruption, but there's a massive chunk of them who were. And I think we just can't sit here and go on as business as usual because this will just happen again, folks. It doesn't end here. It will continue to go on. And that's my big issue with all of this. You know, the firings are great. The defunding is great, but they're not going to get the message unless they feel it. And you have to make sure these people feel the message. Folks, if you're joining us now, welcome, welcome, welcome. Folks on X, I know there's a couple of you guys on the X right now. GOP 24, Yankees also on the X. What's going on, folks? I'm going to be in the Rumble chat. So if you want to contribute to the discussion, ask questions, that's where you're going to want to be. We'll be taking questions in just a few minutes. I also want to talk about this because this is really, really interesting too, folks. And this is something I warned you about yesterday. And I'm kind of pulling this up on the fly. It's me by myself today. So if you see me looking down, that's what's going on here. But the U.S. the U.S. judge, Tanya Chacon, I can never say it right. Mike Davis always corrects me. Or he doesn't correct me. He says it properly, I should say. Just ruled in favor of President Trump earlier today. She actually sided with Doge, which is very interesting because this is the same judge that was going after President Trump in that election interference case in D.C. And so now all of a sudden, maybe she's a little afraid, but she's siding with the Trump administration. And we all know that she's biased. So this was pretty bizarre to see. But what happened today was it's that lawsuit that was brought on by 14 Democratic state AGs arguing that Elon Musk lacks legal authority to conduct massive firings and the defunding aspect of a lot of these things. But they're also just kind of highlighting that he shouldn't have access to computer systems. Okay, so this left-leaning judge told all 14 Democratic state attorney generals, no, he's fine. I'm not going to block him. What does that tell me? Well, number one, she's worried. I believe President Trump referred to her as an evil person. I've got the exact quote on my X page from yesterday. I'll look it up for you now. She's not a good person. She's not a good person. She was a part of the lawfare, and she was a nasty person to him. President Trump referred to her the most evil person, and now she's siding with him. Don't you think that's strange? She was the same person, by the way, who released one of Jack Smith's reports just days before the election. So this is a really partisan judge. So the fact that she's granting Doge access now to all of these things that Democrat AG said, no, we don't want, that just means that they actually do have the authority and there's really no argument for them. So it's an interesting victory, but we also shouldn't be blinded by any of this because this means that maybe she's afraid of impeachment. I don't know. These people fear things. So maybe there's, maybe she thought she was really going to interfere and prevent him from becoming president again. She's an awful, awful person, awful human being. I don't know if you could tell that I'm not a fan of her. Let's head back over. Oh, Ladarius. How does it even work? Okay, so Ladarius in the chat. By the way, Ladarius is an incredible, incredible journalist himself. I know that for a fact. But he just gifted 5 subscriptions to the Brianna Morello show. How does that work? I'm a little dumb. He'll tell us in a second. Ed is VIP. Ed is VIP. You guys, if you're not in the Rumble chat, you're really missing out right now. So if you're on X watching, love it. But join us. Contribute to the discussion. Shockwave 21. Yes. Hot Rod. Yeah, folks. We got it going on. Oh, Shockwave. It gives them out auto, Brie. Thanks, guys. Go Rumble. Yeah, we like Rumble. We're big fans of Rumble. Very exciting. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Serious question. What is the point of impeachment? For those who have been impeached in the past didn't lose their positions. Yeah. Kaylin, I don't really know what the I don't really know what the purpose of that would be, honestly. At this point. At this point. Ladarius, 5 lucky viewers just got Rumble Premium. What a player. What a player that guy is. Shout out to him. Let us know. Does it tell you who it is, or is it just randomly selecting people? Yeah, just a dude, 34. Yeah, I got Rumble Premium too. Interesting. For those of you guys who are watching over at X, cool. I love it. Join the chat. A lot going on in the chat. So I'm very excited that you guys are all here today. What's on your mind? Type away. I'm so excited for Cash Patel to get confirmed. I can't wait. It's likely going to be late tomorrow or Thursday at this point. Long overdue, though. They're dragging their feet on this one. It's not unheard of, but those on the left seem to do it quite often. And those on the right, not so much. Interesting. I'm always learning something new. I am not very technologically advanced. So, folks, just keep that in mind. And Shockwave, I gotta say, I'm pretty upset too. I don't know, because they're not supposed to destroy any evidence. So I get it, but I'm also like, we probably should have issued a warning. But I was told by those in law enforcement said it doesn't even matter. They're just not supposed to destroy any evidence, anything federal. They can't touch it. They can't touch it. Just a dude, 34, found you on X at 42 sleeper. Just Jay, love your feed. Ah, thank ya. Hope you're talking to me. Rumble chats. Listen, if you guys got questions, comments, concerns, you want to steer this discussion in a particular direction, drop it here. That's what we're doing tonight. I also want to remind you folks at home right now, I tell you guys all the time, I'm very thrilled about this, but we're expanding this show and it's very exciting. So right now, if you guys want to stay in the know, best way to do so, where I'm going to be dropping all of these exclusives first, is over at my Substack. It's briannamorello.substack.com. I'll drop that in the Rumble chat as well. But the reason why I'm trying to point you guys in this direction, very simple. This is where everything exclusive is going to be dropping. There's a free subscription if you guys want to sign up for the email list. I don't spam you. You might at most get 1 email a week. That's it. But then there's the paid subscription as well, where we're going to be dropping exclusive content. March is going to be a massive month for me. So if you want to stay in the know, you got to head over right now to briannamorello.substack.com. That's where a lot of the exclusives are going to be dropping, especially if Cash Patel, when Cash Patel gets confirmed. This is where you're going to want to be. I've got a lot of the inside details on this, and I look forward to dropping that for you all. I'm going to throw that link right now in the Rumble chat. So make sure you head on over and subscribe. Folks, if you guys are in the chat right now over at the Graham Allen one, just so you guys know, love you for being there. Head over to our page as well. Make sure you hit that follow button. I'm about to drop in the link too for you guys so you guys could all jump in. That is where we were focused. There's so much love in that chat as well. Let me pop it up so you guys can see it. I greatly appreciate all that are here today. Whoops, that's not it. Come on, Brianna. Ah, there you go. So you guys not very technological. Thank you very much. 1500 Ross Joe, first time listener. Well, I greatly appreciate that. So thank you, sir. Again, folks, love this. Love this. Make sure you hit that subscribe or follow button right now on Rumble. I don't know which one it is. I'm just here for. Oh, Ed. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate you as always. Ed is the OG. Ed is like day one, Morphs 2, as well as something day one. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ed. Thank you very much. So again, folks, stay in the know. Let me put up the screen again. Because let me tell you what we're working on right now. Okay. I will be focused on posting more content to social media platforms, X, TikTok, and I got a TikTok, and Instagram. Okay. And what we're going to be doing is 30 to 90-second news updates throughout the day. So there's dropping clips whenever. I'll be conducting interviews during the day as well, dropping those clips also. So that's what's really exciting about all of this. I'm really excited about that because that's the kind of content that like no one's really working on. No one's sitting in a studio pumping out news updates throughout the day for a social. So that I'm excited about. Also, there's going to be an audio only morning update. Okay. So it's going to be called, I believe we're calling it the morning drive. Very unique. And we'll be giving you the news updates within, it's like a 10-minute update. So when you're heading into work, you guys could catch up on everything that you need to know. And we'll be doing that. That's going to be audio only. So that's going to be on all of our podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. So head over there. Make sure you follow the Brianna Morello Show. That's where it's going to be uploaded. We're also going to switch it over to Brianna Media soon. So that's going to be the other update. Also, if you guys really want to stay in tune, on the weekends or on the first TV, okay, the first TV, but we're also doing a Thursday night show. So it's going to be like the regular daily news show, just on Thursdays only. So it's more content. It's not less content. It's more content. I'm trying to keep up with the news cycle. President Trump's really got me working. And so I look forward to just that. We're expanding. We're growing. I'm thrilled. And I'm glad you guys are all on this trip with me because honestly, it's been very, very exciting. I have to say, I'm trying to figure out how to adapt to this new news world because not many people are doing updates constantly. And I know everyone's a big fan of when I'm updating and going through press releases and putting things up. And it's a lot, but it's fun. I was just on the phone today with someone. I was like going through. I was like, I really don't miss, and I'm never gonna go back to working for someone again. I know they say never, but that is my commitment. My commitment to you all at home is I am never going back to working for someone again. Because of all of you, I don't have to. Because you guys support independent journalism. That's what's key. There's nobody above me who tells me what I have to put up. That's important. This is green tea, folks. Green tea. Lots going on tonight. I got a lot of documents to read through too. Let's go through the chat real quick. Because I know there's a couple of comments that popped up. Oh no, we are all about to get an independent journalism tip train. I know. I've actually got people sending me in. I tell everyone, report whatever you got to report to Doge and then report it to me. Send me an email. I got a couple of emails that we're working on through tips and stuff. I'm really excited. We'll drop a couple of those tomorrow. But I've got a couple of interesting Doge tips that came in, and I'm looking forward to reporting those tomorrow. But again, the first TV, I know we just asked, but the first, Darius, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. He's so funny. Thank you, sir. I wanted to tell you guys also. Okay. So the first TV is a platform. Fox Corp just bought it out, actually. They have Jesse Kelly, Dana Lausch, Bill O'Reilly. I'm there on the weekends. So we stream our show there. It's available on, I believe, Fire Stick as well. A lot of I think DirecTV has them. Just search it. If you go on their Twitter page, they've got the directory there. So give that a search. They're available also on Rumble, on YouTube as well, and on Twitter. So definitely give that a look. 1500. Hello. Thank you for jumping onto the other page. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to bounce back and forth. I am not the ideal multitasker, but we're working on it. But I'm very excited that you guys are all here. I love doing these live streams because it allows me to interact with you guys in real time. So many times when we're doing the show, I'm just like pumping out. I've got so much work to go through. Most of my stuff is stored up here, so I have to be very focused. But on the live stream night, it's constant conversation. Thank you very much. You guys are too kind. Folks, head over to the Substack page. Make sure you jump on that. Lots coming soon. Make sure you enter your email. Okay. Again, here, I'll put it in the chat again. Again, it's free. If you want to, though, you could go become a paid subscriber. We're going to be dropping exclusive content there. So it's definitely something you're going to want to jump on. Let's see. Eric, what do you think they will find at the IRS and the Pentagon? Eric the Red. 1980. Well, let me tell you, sir. I think you're going to find lots of crime. A lot of these individuals have been criminals, and that's why the fact that they're so upset about these audits is incredible. You know, the IRS, and I explained this yesterday on the show, the IRS had no problem auditing you all at home. Remember when they wanted to like get, and now the companies voluntarily submit it though, your Zelle transaction, if you spent over $600, they had to report to the IRS. I mean, this is how scummy these people were, right? So they had no problem auditing you all at home and finding out what you were doing. But now that you want to audit them, you want to go through their books. I mean, they're literally dragging Doge to court. They're pieces of garbage, these people. And now they're all afraid. You know, earlier today, I was doing all this reporting on Twitter about it. A lot of these employees are scared out of their minds. Let me pull up the tweets because I love every second of it. But these individuals at these organizations are so corrupt, and they don't want to be called out on it. Okay, take a look at this. The Department of Housing and Urban Development is expected to be reducing its staff. So these are how I got this. There was an email that was passed around. And so we've got that. We've got the list right here. This means 4,000 employees may be impacted, which is half of HUD's current workforce. And they just sent out this email, pretty much the union, just kind of advising them what to do and how they were going to fight back. So it's very interesting, obviously. But it's not just that. NASA's also going nuts too. They weren't very happy because they're hearing that there's also going to be cuts. Let's see. Pull that one up. Okay. Internal rumors. Now, it's not a report, it's rumors. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's a report. But people internally working at these, working at NASA, for example, are circulating that NASA will experience a reduction in force as soon as tomorrow. So it'll be tomorrow. NASA employees are expecting an email possibly by today. So there's a lot of confusion. A lot of these groups are worried about the funding issue. And they should be. They shouldn't be funded in the first place. I mean, isn't NASA the one that literally left their own astronauts in space? Didn't Elon Musk rescue them? I'm pretty sure. Okay, we are in the Rumble chat right now. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay, Hot Rod, would be cool to see you in the new media seat. I know. We're working on it. We've got like 3 years, so don't worry, guys. I'm not too concerned. Coffee. An independent reporter that's better than Caitlin Collins is a win. It's pretty low bar to set. I don't dislike her. I'm sure she's a great person. She originally worked for Daily Caller, in case you didn't know that. So I think she's probably a great person, but she just doesn't act professional. And when you work for a company, you should. It's different, right? Because I don't work for a company. I work for myself. So you get a little taste of both. A little taste of both. But I think that's why you guys are here. Let's see. Yeah, that Doge win today was pretty big, just the dude. It was massive, actually, I think, mainly because the judge is a left-leaning judge. And so it's strange that she's siding with the Trump administration with Doge because she's a lefty. She was an active participant in the lawfare against President Trump. And so to see her now change tells me she's probably really afraid that she's just biased. She knows the American people saw all through it. The fact that these people really thought they were going to stop President Trump from getting elected into the White House just by doing this lawfare attack is pretty insane. And my heart's still with all of those who lost a lot. I mean, there was a lot of people. I mean, people were struggling with their mortgages, marriages, struggling to feed their kids. You can't just sit here and pretend like this never happened. It happened. These people need to go to prison when they participate in it. You need to be disbarred. We can't just sit here and say you're fired. That's just the beginning. Folks, hit that like button right now. Smash it right now, please, and thank you. And hey, if you got a friend who's let's just say a fan of truth-telling, conservative content, and actual journalism, make sure you share my page with them. We're trying to expand. I'm expanding my work as an independent journalist, so you're going to want to blast this out to as many of your friends as you would like. Let's see. Yeah, I think the judge is pulling a Mark Zuckerberg. Just the dude. I think so too. So the Mark Zuckerberg thing, like I haven't really bought in on it. I have though started using my Instagram account. I never really used it. I'm starting to use it again. I figured let's use that again because oh, just got an update. All right, as that report I told you earlier today, uh, we've just got an update on this. So let's talk about that. So the one I just reported on, Ladarius. I was like, wait, where is he? Is he still in the chat? Ladarius, NASA has cut 10% of its workforce. That just came down about 30 minutes ago. Let me read you the story. It's in Newsweek. NASA has laid off 10% of its workforce as part of its, broader federal government downsizing initiative led by President Donald J. Trump. And that comes to us from a report from ABC News. What an exciting time. Let me screenshot that. And we're going to post that up. Because I love doing victory laps. When we report something that the mainstream media isn't going to report, and I get it right, which is always, you got to do like a victory lap. It's my favorite part about these live streams, folks. Let me pop it over. Well, Darius, thank you for that. All right. So NASA just fired 10% of its employees, which is good news for the rest of us because they left a man on the moon. I don't know if he was on the moon. They left two people, though, in space. I believe it was Elon Musk who had to go save them. I could be wrong. I don't follow the space stuff too much. I don't. I mean, it should be a private entity. I don't know why. I didn't even actually know our taxpayer dollars goes there. Miss A Man 83. I'm a fan of the gym attire. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm drinking green tea to make sure that after this live stream, I head over to the gym. So this is like I've set myself up for success. So we've got the green tea going, the gym clothes going. This is the difference between a live stream and a professional looking show. Because normally I'd be dressed up. I wouldn't be doing this. But it is what it is. Hi, Coffee. Welcome to the stream. Folks, again, if you're in the Rumble chat, make sure you're heading over to our show page. It's very, very important. I'm trying to keep tabs on both. If you're watching over at Graham Allen's channel, I'll just drop the link. So make sure you follow the show because we appreciate what you do. But I'm trying to jump back and forth. If you're on X2 right now, I don't know why you don't have a Rumble page. You should probably make one just to follow my show. At least. It's the least we could do. Definitely feel like giving that a follow if you'd like. This is how we grow. This is how we expand, folks, with your support. So feel like doing that. I know. Just a dude. I go to the gym at night sometimes. Not all the time though, but I'm a bit of a weirdo. I didn't head over there today. Okay, so I gotta go now. Well, by now I mean by 8:00 Eastern time. So I'm excited about that. Folks, if you got questions, comments, concerns, drop it in the chat right this second. I want to hear from you. What do you want to talk about? So we did our lead-in. I did my lead-in with you guys. We went over a couple of things that took place today. Let me see if I'm missing anything because I think I got it all. Who didn't vote for? Dave wants to know who didn't vote for Kash Patel. John Fetterman didn't vote. It was 48, so that'd be probably Mitch McConnell, I'd assume. But don't quote me on that because I did not have a second to watch. All right, let me drop over here. Let me pull up the X. I still call it Twitter. My mom corrected me today too. And it's kind of bad when your mom corrects you because she doesn't even really use it. She just uses it to spy on me and see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm pulling up the X, folks. Pulling up the X. Yesterday was actually a big story that we did on this show. Let me bring it up because I think I'd like to actually just mention it again. Yesterday, we had two individuals who have done an incredible job at fighting back against human trafficking. They're trying to train members of law enforcement, both here in the United States and overseas, to make sure that they acknowledge and know the signs of human trafficking. And so we had Dr. Jared Sadusky on the show, Sadulski, and he did an incredible job at detailing a lot for us, as well as Allie Hopper. It was great to have the both of them on. This one's catching a lot of traction because it has something to do, and I like tried all weekend. I knew we were doing this interview in a week in advance, to not cry when I'm talking about the story, because its story is just so deep and it's so disturbing and it's so dark. But children in South America are being kidnapped and taken to hospitals in Mexico, veterinarians, and they're having their organs harvested. And if you didn't listen to it, definitely listen to it, because it's important. We got to talk about it, but it's also just really upsetting. But again, we've known about the organ harvesting for quite some time, and yet for some reason, no one's really doing anything about it. Yeah, it's a dark story. I totally understand that, but folks, it's really upsetting to hear these things. Um, Dr. Sadusky details. Sorry, the camera dips out for a second. He detailed a lot with us during this interview. He specifically went through Ecamm. Love it, hate it. He specifically goes through, though, what they do to dispose of the bodies, and it's pretty disturbing. So definitely check that out. Sorry that the camera dipped out for a second. Don't know why. Don't know how. This is why I need producer Pete, but I gave him the day off. So we'll figure it out. Again, folks, we talked about it earlier in the show. Very excited for President Trump firing the Biden era U.S. attorneys. They're all garbage, participating in a law firm, most likely all of them, I'm pretty sure. So that's good news for the rest of us. Doge, massive victory. There's a big issue with these trannies. We can talk about this for a second because it's so creepy. Okay, obviously, that's a dude. Okay. But he's is a registered sex offender, Richard Cox, and he is now facing additional charges in Arlington, Virginia, County, Virginia, because, of course, folks, he exposed himself in front of kids and women in a locker room. Somehow, as a registered sex offender, made it into the Arlington School and Rec Center. But this isn't his first offense. Okay, obviously not. Fairfax County Commonwealth's attorney, did not prosecute Cox when he was charged for exposing himself just months earlier. He's also been accused of doing this as well at the Washington Liberty High School girls' locker room. I have something I probably can't say because I think we're streaming on YouTube as well. But there's a place that you send people like this. How many times are you going to let them keep doing this to girls and women? I mean, how many times? The fact that we continue to allow this to happen is pretty insane to me. The fact that he's even able to get onto school property is insane to me. That is not a woman, that's a creep. Speaking of creeps, take a look at this. Andy No's been doing a good job of covering this. He's been uncovering the vegan transgender cult, which is linked to 6 murders. Now, the cult leader, Jack Lasota, he was in front of the judge for bail. The judge is on him bail, but he claimed that he did nothing wrong. He's claiming to be a woman. Obviously, he's a man, just an ugly one. And he's being accused of influencing his other cult members, his alleged cult members in the San Francisco Bay Area to kill. This included one Border Patrol agent as well. He was charged trespassing, obstruction, and hindering in possession of a handgun in a vehicle. Members of his alleged cult have been charged. I gotta reach out to Andy now and have him on to talk about that, because he's been doing an incredible job. This is the thing. I mean, look at these faces. It's the hormones. I mean, that's what makes these people, these biological men pretending to be women, so violent. And we're not even gathering the data on transgender violence, which we probably should be. Because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know and understand the lens that these individuals have gone to. They're violent. They're violent people. All right, let's pull up the Rumble chat. Folks, you got questions? I got answers. Drop in the Rumble chat right now. If you're watching on X, make sure you head on over to Rumble. Let's see. All right. So we're popping up the Rumble chat. Da, 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 da. I'm so proud of myself when I can switch a button. More if they all look like meth heads. Probably, likely, yes. Because what's going on? Yeah, I know. Not a good look at all. I'm so tired of this transgender argument. I was just watching, I couldn't watch it anymore. Knowles was doing a sit down debate with this biological man pretending to be a woman. And then when Michael Knowles was stating simple logic, this tranny was so offended, was so upset. It was laughable at first, but then it made me annoyed, right? Because Michael Knowles is sitting here trying to fight for women's rights, which is strange because he's not doing it directly, but he's kind of doing it directly by just simply saying that, like, yeah, biological men don't belong in female spaces, and in fact, there is a problem with biological men pretending to be women, sexually assaulting women, and this pretends female. It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. A man. A man. It's so infuriating how far we've all drifted in this world. It's so crazy. Darius believes Macron's wife is definitely trans. I don't know. I was supposed to watch the whole Candace Owens thing. It went a little too deep for me. I did watch a couple of minutes worth of it and then just got too like wompy for me. And I've got like, you hold my attention for a couple of minutes and then I'm just gone. Hey, do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, guys. Rumble chat. Sound off. You got questions? I got answers. Drop them in the Rumble chat. Did that sound like I was telling you what to do? Because I was. Listen, folks, I enjoy doing these. I do. Yeah, it's so crazy. It really is crazy. You know what I love? One of my hobbies includes beating the mainstream media to a story. Coffee, what is it? What's that say about women when a man advocate for women's spaces? Yeah, that means they're a pervert, coffee. It means they're a pervert. Um, yeah, I mean, I like if I walk into the women's bathroom and there's a man there, like I'm gonna think you're a pervert. And if you're really a woman, well, then how would I know you're a man? You know, my dog Giuseppe, he got his snipped. I didn't do it. The owner before me did, but let me tell you, doesn't make him a girl. Doesn't make him a girl. Uh, so that's the comparison that you all were looking to hear, I'm sure. Have you ever debated? No, Otis, never debated anyone besides ex-boyfriends. That's about it. Yeah, I would welcome it. As long as I know the topics in advance. I like to have the research in front of me. Um, but yeah, I mean, the left. I was watching actually yesterday as Owen Schroyer was walking around talking to protesters in Austin. And, like, you can't even have a conversation with these people. Like, they're getting upset with him. They're calling Elon Musk a Nazi. They won't even have an argument with him, like, or debate with him. They're just so emotional, and it's men too, which is so strange to me. It's these men who are like, "Elon Musk is a Nazi. We're not talking to you. I'm here for uterus rights." And I'm like, "What are you guys talking about? Like, what's going on? What's going on?" I just don't wanna talk to these people. I don't really wanna, and I can handle the difference in ideas because, like, everyone in my family, we don't always politically agree, as many of you guys know, I'm a former Democrat, obviously, I talk about it all the time. So, I get it. I like to have these conversations, but the left can't have these conversations. It's an emotional wreck. It's like a crying session where they're screaming at you because they can't actually, defend with facts their arguments, so they have to yell at you and call you a fascist, which I'm fine with. Call me whatever you want. Isn't it funny how the left is no longer a group of feminists? They actually hate women. That's how I see it at this point. I actually do think that they are women. Just men on the left, though. That's what I'm referring to, not the trannies. BMC says, "Is there any hope for these people to come back to reality?" I don't know. I mean, I was like a commie lefty. I was kind of moderate, and here I am. So there's always hope. And I feel like a lot of the the biggest fighters in the conservative movement never really actually started off conservative. Yeah. I mean, Some of the most high profile people were registered Democrats at one point in their life, and then they switched over. So there's hope. And I think as we continue to sit here and watch, like Doge, for an example, go through the books and point out things that should be removed from you having to pay it, you, the taxpayer, I think it's going to only make more Republican voters when people start realizing how insane the government spending has really gotten. So I think so. I think so. Salt, the Me Too movement is dead. Yeah, it is, and it should be. It should be. There was no reason for it in the first place. And it burned a lot of the people who participated in it, which I love. I love. There was nothing more enjoyable than sitting back and watching Andrew Cuomo get yanked from his seat because a bunch of women were accusing him of sexual harassment. Now, I've known for quite some time that he was a creeper. A lot of us in the state of New York in politics knew just that. But they just waited. Democrats waited for the perfect time to yank him from his governor's mansion. And that's what you saw. There were other things that get him on. Potterfield, hello, hello. May I translate for the left? Go, gaga. Thank you, Team Bray. Miss A-Man, 83. I'm trying to read. I can't read small font, but I want to say thank you for your compliment. I loved your interview with Enrique Tarrio on the Crowder Show. Thank you very much. It was great to finally meet Enrique Tarrio in person. If you guys haven't seen it, head over to Crowder's page as well. Give it a look. That's Steven Crowder's Louder with Crowder. I did an interview. It was the first one with Enrique Tarrio, and it's incredible to hear him speak about what was actually happening. For years, Tario and I were pen pals, and that's how I actually met a lot of my J6ers, which is insane because I never knew any of these guys until they went into prison, and I waited until they were sentenced before reaching out to them, but we became pen pals. I'd follow up with them, I'd reach out to them, send them letters, send them emails, and became friends with them. So it was interesting because I've spoken to Tario. I actually, on his way out, when he was released from prison, in his jail cell, don't ask questions, but I get a phone call and I'm freezing. It's in New York City, it's the inauguration, and it's Enrique Tarrio saying, I'm getting out. I'm getting out. And it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like, man, I'm so happy for you. He's like, that's your exclusive. You got it, girl. So I was very thrilled, very thrilled. It was incredible to meet Tarrio in person. Again, we were pen pals. The guy was sentenced to 22 years in prison, and here he is in front of me. And it was just incredible, incredible. Definitely watch that interview. They abused that man, and he was probably, I would say, the most abused out of all J6ers. So to speak to him is just insane. All right, Red Fox, do you think Hochul will remove Eric Adams by the end of the month? Yeah, I do. I do. They're trying to make a lane for it. And let's say that they do. I'm pretty sure President Trump is going to go after them if they do so. Just a dude, are you going to do more with Crowder, or was that Tario thing a one-time thing? So I've actually done a couple of reports with Crowder's team, and I love Louder with Crowder. The team is incredible. Mug Club, what's up? But I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely doing a lot of independent stuff. You know, we did a great report too. If you guys could head back and watch it, because it got a little confrontational with the Ohio sheriff. I also did that story with them. But definitely go back and watch all of it. It's been incredible. When they need me, I'm there for them. They're all great people. So yeah, you never know. You never know. Let's see. Salt, Disney. I'm glad to hear you're getting your dog from the hospital. I hope all is well. Ladarius brings up Tario's story about the box cuffs, which literally was like he was like glued like this for hours on a bus. It was abuse. They call it diesel therapy, where they drag you all across the country, keep transferring you, and you just have to sit there and deal with it. He describes having to use the bathroom in a water bottle while his hands were cuffed together, and he's peeing all over himself because he can't hold it. Morph, I've done Steve Bannon's show before. I haven't done it lately, but I've gone on once before. We love Steve Bannon. Folks, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop in the chat. Content is changing up. Okay. We are changing up the content. So let me give you a little rundown again. Okay. you guys are going to start getting more content from me. So if you're watching on X, if you're on Rumble, you're going to be getting throughout the day 30 to 90-second updates from me. And it's going to be video updates, what's going on in the news world throughout the day. I'm also going to be doing an audio morning news read. So it's going to be called The Morning Drive. Okay. And I'm just going to go through the headlines, catch you up to date on everything. And then the third is going to be like the show that we do every night. It's just going to be on Thursdays. Okay. So Thursdays, you're going to get the guests, the whole show rundown that we do normally Monday through Thursday. So it's just going to be on Thursdays. And then on Tuesdays, we're going to do these live streams. And that's kind of the forecast for where we're going with all of this. Roberts, any chance of working with Dan Bongino? I mean, I was with Dan during the RNC. Great guy. Was very nice to meet him in person. Yeah, we will figure it out. Hey, Abby, why the hell can't I skip these ads? F. Yeah, if you pay for Rumble Premium, it skips the ads. That's what I do. So if you upgrade your Rumble, it will actually skip it. So that's just a suggestion. I know they're a little rough. Kara McKinney and her brain clot. Yeah, I haven't been able to follow. I did see that Kara from OAN did just recently get an update. It's not good. So, we'll continue to hope and pray for her because she's a very sweet woman. Thank you, Coffee. All right. Ladarius, thank you. Native, good job. Thanks for doing Rumble. Always, Native. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, you guys. I mean, it's very exciting. I'm excited. I'm really excited because we got a bunch of stuff dropping soon. I'm trying to let you all in on what's going on. I feel like it's going to be better to do 30 to 90-second updates. I understand that you guys love the show and the chats. That's why I'm going to keep doing the live streams on Tuesday, 7:00 Eastern time. And then Thursday we'll do the show as well. But I want to focus on dropping more content. And I think that's the future. I think the future is just 30 to 90-second news updates every day throughout the day. Thank you, Do. You have a good rest of your day as well. Folks, I'm going to be heading to the gym soon. Brianna's got to go get a workout in. Like how I refer to myself in third person. That's what you call crazy. Again, folks, let me drop in the Substack because if you're not yet, let me see. We'll do it. Nope, that's not it. If you guys have not yet subscribed, I highly recommend you do subscribe to my Substack page because number one, there's a free one you can subscribe to, but there's also going to be exclusive content dropping there. And so that's going to be the massive hub for all things. Let's drop that in there. For all things related to my show. Oh, look at me. I didn't do the flip properly. Potters, any new information on Tina Peters? Sadly, I don't have anything. Tina Peters is charged. I know a lot of people don't realize this. Not sure if you do, Potters. But she's charged on a state level, so President Trump really can't do anything for her, sadly. I know it's heartbreaking. I've had the pleasure of speaking to Miss Peters several times. She's a great person, great mother. It's not fair. She's going to have to go through the appeals process, though, unfortunately, which could take years. And that's the most devastating part in all of this. But this is what we do to people. This is what we throw them in prison when they try to speak up and speak out. It's heartbreaking. It really, really is heartbreaking. All right, guys, we're going to wrap the chat in about 2 minutes. So make sure you drop your questions in now. Abby, I'm new to your show, and I think you're wonderful. Thank you. I think you're wonderful, too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm glad you're jumping on with us. A lot going on. We've obviously got the Rumble channel here. We're crunching down the nightly show, and we're going to be expanding to Twitter, 30 to 90-second clips, TikTok. Also, I just made a TikTok page and Instagram. So that's where I'm going to be dropping a lot of content. So that's where you're going to want to go. Make sure you follow me on X. It's just Brianna Morello. We have also have a show page you could follow as well. And then obviously Rumble's a great resource because that's where we're going to be uploading a lot of stuff too. So definitely give that a look. And then Substack. Substack is free. You can sign up for free. I'm working on a lot. We're working on a lot going on. It's so much fun, honestly, because this whole new media is incredible. The fact that I am able to beat out corporate media outlets by simply posting things on the fly and getting it out before they are, it's pretty impressive. Just a dude, great show. First one I've caught live. Thank you. I appreciate that. Looking forward to many more. Yeah, every Tuesday we'll be here, 7 p.m. Eastern time, unless something happens. But next actually, I probably should warn you. Next week we're not doing it. Next week I'm working on building out the studio and got a lot going on. So all of next week there will be no shows. Don't hate me, folks. I promise. Promise. It's an investment. It is an investment in how we're going to build out this program. I'm excited for it though. I'm very, very excited because we've got a lot going on. So much happening. So much happening. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. I'm really excited because there's a couple of exclusive stories I'm working on. I'm probably gonna drop one tomorrow, which will be a lot of fun. It's related to one entity not following an executive order, one federal entity not following President Trump's executive order. We've got the allegations. We're dropping that tomorrow. So a lot going on. I'm excited. You know my line. I hope you're excited. Um, but again, got a lot going on. Folks, make sure you're subscribing to everything. I'll say it again. This is your 2-minute warning. So drop it. Questions, comments, concerns, drop in the chat. Suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions. So drop that in the chat as well. Love hearing from all of you at home. I know there's a lot going on. We're going to stay busy though. Like I told you in December, we're looking to expand, looking to grow. I want to make sure that I continue to beat everyone else out to new stories. And so that's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm focused on. So again, make sure you're on the email list. I'll put that in the chat again. Okay, so that's there in your Rumble chat. So make sure you guys subscribe. Got another one. I don't know what's going on in the other chat. All right, so we're just gonna exit out of that. Something about being married off. Make America America. Concerns, the candle in the back. It's a pretty sick candle. I never burn it, so I figured today would. Thanks, Stu. You can never stop moving. You can never stop moving. Ladarius, what are you most excited for in the near future? Expanding. I think that the 30 to 90-second news updates are going to be massive because nobody wants to pay attention to a massively long show. Kids these days. So getting out there and getting the information in like a hurry, I think is critical. So I look forward to that. That's going to be fun for me. It's going to be a lot of fun for me. Let's see. I think we need to revisit Biden's payoff. Coffee. I think we need to revisit Biden's paying off college loans. Yeah, I mean that's probably should happen. He wasn't supposed to do that, and for some reason, nobody challenged it. He went around the Supreme Court order. Wasn't supposed to do that. The best young. What is your diet now? Me, carnivore, meat only. And I also have a surprise coming up at the end of the year for all of you at home wondering, how do you stick to a carnivore diet? I've got a lot of recipes. That's my hint. So we'll have that for you guys later this year. So a lot going on. I'm also excited too because I'm working on a book. Can't tell you. We'll drop in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about it then. Thank you, BMC. So he just said, I'm a trucker and it's nice to have somewhere to go and pick up the news while I drive. Your short 30 to 90-second updates will be appreciated. Well, I'm very excited for that. So thank you very much. Thank you for trucking for us. I got to say, you guys hold it down. And everyone's an ass to you guys on the highways. I see it. Listen, don't think we don't see it. Oh, Ed, you're onto something. Ed, you're onto something. So thank you to all of our truckers out there, making sure we get our packages, our deliveries, everything, shipments. You guys run this country. Abby, this is new independent journalism is everything we needed thanks to COVID. Yeah, I mean, Abby, I'd be working at Fox Corp if it wasn't good for COVID. So that's the good news. That's the really good news. That's the really good news. All right, folks, we are wrapping up. I'm excited that you guys are here tonight. Thank you for jumping on the live stream with me. We had a great time as always. So I'm very excited that you guys came here today. We will be back tomorrow night. We're doing a show. I'm going to try to talk for an hour straight and cover our own content. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be tomorrow night's show. So I'm trying to test things out a little bit. And then I want to hear from you if you like, the guests, if If you like just full hour commentary, news reporting, let me know. So tomorrow night we'll be trying that out. I'm excited for that. Thank you for everyone for jumping on Rumble tonight. I really appreciate it. And you're the first one in line when I put out a cookbook to get a signed copy. I'm working on my signature. I've tried to figure out how President Trump does it. It's very like majestic. So it's like he like has his hand flat. And he does this like quick like little. I got to figure it out right now. Mine looks like chicken scratch. So folks, I will see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're working on it's gonna be like a commentary type of show, news reporting, commentary. So make sure you're there. It's tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thursday, I've already got an incredible lineup of guests joining us. Let me just pop open my schedule so I can tell you. Alex Rosen will be joining us, as well as Congressman Gill joining us. Very exciting stuff. Okay, folks, we'll see you here. So don't forget, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks for jumping on with me. I appreciate it.